You guys are good.
Okay. So we talked last week. You didn't really make any progress over the holiday weekend. So how would you say that this past weekend went?
Well, compared to last week, I would say better. I mean, I packed my lunch today, which is big for me because.
Okay, that's huge.
I know, right?
That's really good. I mean, a positive step in the right direction, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what was kind of the motivation for that to pack it? Like, what were you thinking?
Well, I knew that if I didn't pack my lunch, I'd end up totally talking about on the way home, which still sounds delicious, but whatever. I had to pack my kids' lunch today because they had to go to a babysitter today. So I was like, well, since I'm here, I'll go ahead and just pack myself something too. Like.
Okay. So the reasoning behind that was you were already packing lunches, so
Yeah.
you're like, why might
No additional effort required.
pack
so.
my own?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe is that like something that you feel like you would be willing to do? Like more often? Your kids don't go to a babysitter every day?
No, they usually don't go. My husband usually watches them if I'm in class, but he's out of town, so
Okay.
I had to pack their lunch, so it just kind of worked out.
Okay. So when you felt like you were already doing it, it wasn't really an additional effort.
Yeah, it was not an additional effort, and I was kind of like, it'd be stupid not to. I'm already doing it, so.
So how about like the meal planning and all of that? How is that going?
Okay, we've definitely eaten at home more this week. I don't know if it just kind of worked out that way. We had a couple of days where we had meetings that had food served there, and since we're in charge of them, we get to take the leftovers home, so it kind of just worked out. Like, I didn't really have to do anything.
Right.
Again, it just worked out, so it would
Yeah,
be stupid
it's
not
positive,
to. Yeah. Yeah, it was more, it just kind of made sense and kind of fell out into place, so.
Yeah, fell into your lap.
Exactly, exactly.
Yes. Okay, so just, in regards to this, because I know that, you were kind of taking the steps, and then the holiday weekend, you kind of went backwards a little bit, and then this week, you're kind of like in between, like you took that food, but you're packing your lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what do you think would happen if like you just said, forget this, I'm not making this change, I'm just gonna, keep doing what's easy? What do you think would happen?
If I said just forget the whole meal thing in
Yeah.
general and just keep, that sounds nice.
I mean,
Well,
it does,
right?
It sounds nice, but I mean, you've indicated that you want to make
Right.
a change, so,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would see any immediate changes. Obviously, I would still be running, so I'd be maintaining, like you said, the status quo. So I'd basically be just run to eat, and then
like we talked about before, run
right,
for pizza.
Exactly. So then, in the months when I don't have time as much to run, then I would of course gain my extra weight and whatnot.
Okay.
But it would affect in the long term my kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So, with your kids in mind, what, like on a scale of 1 to 10, if you had to like rate it, with 1 being like it's totally not important and 10 being like I really think that like this needs to happen right now, where would you say that you stand as far as wanting to make that change?
With my kids in mind,
Yeah.
definitely like 7 or 8. I know it's important for me and my health and stuff, but like having them in mind, it's definitely a bigger value for me to help them develop healthy habits.
Okay.
So it's probably 7 or 8.
So what about for you, just having like keeping yourself in mind?
Yeah. I mean, I know it's necessary, but the motivation would definitely be lower with not taking the kids into consideration and stuff.
Okay.
So I'd be like 5, 6,
So you're on the middle part.
Middle, yeah, because I know I'm getting older and whatnot, so I definitely have to take that into consideration. But adding like their health and stuff is definitely motivation. I know like I'll try harder keeping them in mind than if I was just myself. It just happens.
So it sounds like the difference in like the scores as far as your kids and for you is more to like make sure that your kids are healthy. And they don't fall into that negative pattern.
Yeah.
Okay. So why not why the on the higher end of the scale and not the lower end of the scale?
Especially with my kids, just making sure that what I'm doing for them now impacts them better later. So like they don't really have any control over what they eat right now. So it's all
They're looking at you.
Yeah, essentially it's all on myself or my husband. So I would definitely say it's higher because what we do now determines how their health is later and stuff. So that's definitely high on my priority list and stuff.
Okay.
Like I know that it's still changing, but I know that I can offset some of my stuff with exercise. But
Right.
at the same time, I know that I'm getting older. I need to start
Right.
balancing that out a
Yeah,
little
it
bit
gets
better.
more difficult
It
to,
does.
to
It's not
burn
all-
off those calories the older
true.
you get. So that is obviously something